Partly sunny, a little cooler and breezy at Wrigley Field. It's our third game here this weekend, and the wind has blown a different direction every time it's across to right field today. As the D-backs hope to get some balls up into that wind against the guy many believe is baseball's best pitcher. It's D-backs baseball on Fox Sports Arizona, brought to you by Sanderson Ford. Good morning from Wrigley Field, and welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthiaume, Bob Brenly along the way. The series finale, Diamondbacks and Cubs. We have what we anticipate should be a very good pitching matchup for you here today. Patrick Corbin on the mound for the Diamondbacks and Jake Arrieta, the Cubs ace, going for Chicago. Bob, what do you expect from Patrick here this morning?
I expect a lot better than we've seen the last two times out. A couple of rough outings for Patrick Corbin. Had trouble commanding his fastball and his slider. As a matter of fact, 9 combined innings in his last 2 starts, 15 hits, 11 runs scored against Patrick Corbin. Has to be better than that. He's been working with Mike Butcher. Hopefully he'll tighten it up the way Edwin Escobar did.
Yeah, you heard Jody Jackson tell us in the pregame show they have found what they considered a breakthrough with Patrick Corbin. Hope to see a better slider from Patrick, certainly his signature pitch. Just a moment ago, Jake Arrieta came out to warm up. Literally 60 seconds ago, and got a standing ovation from the Cubs fans here.
Yeah, for taking his warm-up jacket off. I mean, this guy is putting up historically good numbers everywhere you look on the stat sheet. It's just, it can be intimidating for an opposing offense, but he does walk guys from time to time. Diamondbacks have to be ready to take advantage of every base runner.
He made his second start of the season against the Diamondbacks April 10th at Chase Field. Paul Goldschmidt and Socrates Brito both homered off Arrieta, so there is a pattern there. Maybe they can get to him after all.
Got the wind blowing out to right.
Get ready for more D-backs baseball from Wrigley Field. The Cubs and the Diamondbacks. First pitch coming up on Fox Sports Arizona.
two teams, the Chicago Cubs and the visiting Arizona Diamondbacks. Welcome back, Jody Jackson here on the field as we continue to get you set for first pitch. Quite a matchup here today. Jake Arrieta against the left-hander Patrick Corbin. Now Patrick, with his record this year of 2-5 with an ERA inching close to 5, is hoping to lower that here today. They've made some adjustments. I talked to pitching coach Mike Butcher about what he's been working on with Patrick Corbin.
You know, you look at his all-star year. He was a guy that, was basically, fastball, slider, didn't throw that many change-ups. Two-seamer's been pretty much new to him. So I think they all kind of play off each other, but the slider's just getting a little bit more depth, getting through the zone, staying on the pitch a little bit longer, and trusting that, he's healthy and that it's okay to get out there and snap it off. And I think we had a big breakthrough the other day in the bullpen, and I'm not really concerned that much about Patrick. I think Patrick's going to be fine. I'm not concerned about his velocity at all. He's going to go out there and he's going to make pitches. The biggest thing is him keeping the ball down and executing. And the fact that he had Tommy John surgery a couple years ago, and I think sometimes you go through, it's more mental than anything else. He's definitely healthy. There's no question about his arm. Or any part of his health, he's definitely fine. So sometimes you have to get through that mental breakthrough, and I think he's definitely there. The only reason I'm commenting on it is because it was commented, or it was in the paper or whatever, and so he's 100%. His velocity's fine. I'm not going to go out there and make a guy throw any harder than what he's capable of throwing right now, and just he's going to go out there and make pitches, and the confidence in knowing that you're healthy is part of it. So I'm perfectly fine with what he's doing.
So when Butcher talks about that breakthrough in the bullpen, it was as much about executing that slider as the mental approach. You heard Butch talking about him having the confidence in his arm and knowing that he's healthy. Now, talking about another breakthrough, the Diamondbacks lineup today against Jake Arrieta. His numbers have been stunning going back to last season. He is 9-0 this year with a 1.56 ERA. And the man leading off today, Michael Bourne, talked about why he sometimes is talked about making hitters uncomfortable in the box.
He moves the ball in different ways. He sinks it, cuts it, curveball, changeup. He got all of them. He knows how to place it, man. You really hit off a pitcher's mistakes pretty much. You're not going the good pitches. You can get hits off of them like you said, but it's harder to drive the ball when there's not a lot of mistakes made in the middle of the play. So, he doesn't make a lot of mistakes mostly, and you just have to fight against him, man. Don't get frustrated, and take it one at bat at a time.
All right, Michael Bourne telling me after that, his ball's just cutting and darting and everything's moving. It's tough to square it up. Well, one guy that's hoping to do that is Jake Lamb. He had a 2-run homer yesterday. When we come back here from Wrigley Field, I went one-on-one with Jake earlier today. He's still struggling a bit against lefties. That's that next step. He hasn't taken it yet, but Cubs manager Joe Maddon was raving about him, and so are we.
is brought to you by Lone Butte Casino. Get in on big wins. By Gigablast, 100 times more powerful internet from Cox. By Papa Murphy's, love at 425 degrees.
And welcome back to Chicago. Beautiful day here for baseball. The Diamondbacks and the Cubs, game 3 of this 3-game set, game 5 of this road trip. Jody Jackson back with you. D-backs got on the board early yesterday with Jake Lamb's 2-run homer. He's been on a tear at the plate of late. But an exciting moment later in the game. Diamondbacks with bases loaded and 2 outs. And Lamb is set to come up, but of course, Joe Madden countering with Travis Wood, the lefty. So Chip Hale again making that next move with Ricky Weeks. The righty puts a great at-bat on it, but lines out to Ben Zobrist. So I asked Jake today about his next step, getting in that spot. Of course, he wanted the chance.
Any athlete, it's not even just baseball, it's any athlete, they want to come up in the big situations, and that was a big situation. But you know, like I said yesterday, I've had my struggles with lefties so far this season. Ricky's done a heck of a job coming off the bench in that type of role, big ABs, and he put together a great at bat and smoked a line drive, and that's kind of how it went yesterday for us. We were hitting balls hard and they weren't dropping. So I mean, that's the game.
You have to be pleased, though, with your progression so far. I mean, you just came out of the cage. I mean, you do your work every day. And this year, what do you feel at the plate when you go up there? Is it more of a confidence, just having that extra experience now?
Yeah, it's definitely confidence. Facing these guys, not just the Cubs, just guys around the league. I have the confidence to stick with my approach at the plate. You know, if it fails, and you've seen it a few times this year, if it fails 2-3 times, first 3 at-bats, first 3 at-bats of the game, I should say, I still have confidence that I'm going to stick with my approach, my plan, go up that 4th at-bat, and something good will happen. Not to say that I've definitely gone over and have had bad games, but it's just, the confidence and the mentality to go up there with, knowing that I can make something good happen every time.
Seems like, some good things are happening for you guys in these games, and then other things happen that seem to be deterring you from getting that win. But maybe today's the day. Jake Arrieta on the mound, but you guys were able to get 3 runs off of him in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, why not? We rough game yesterday, but to come out against a guy like Arrieta and get a win and head back home to Arizona for a long homestand, that'd be a nice little end of the road trip.
It certainly would be, and Joe Madden over on the Cubs side just raving about Jake Lamb. Said, look, he put in Travis Wood into that game, and that's what any manager might do there. Obviously, against the left-hander, he said he wanted no part of seeing Jake Lamb. What a great player he's going to become. And Joe Madden today talking about a number of things. A 39-15 record. It's an unbelievable start for these Cubs. He likes to appeal to the 12-year-old in every guy on the roster. He says if you are dreading coming to the ballpark, you should find something else to do. He doesn't think that things should change much from Little League to now. So this is something a couple of the guys came up with, including strength and conditioning coach Tim Buss and John Lester, track suits with their nicknames on it. There's Matt Caesars, and you can see the play on his name there. But the guys all have them. They'll be taking off today for the road in these tracksuits. So a lot of fun going on that side of things, obviously, with the record that they have. But here is Joe Madden talking about his style and the way he approaches a lighthearted clubhouse.
First of all, we are playing a game. Too many times people consider this more of a life and death moment, and it's not. So I don't want our guys to ever feel that way. I want them to go out there and play the game and not be afraid of making mistakes. And I want them to have a joy to show up at the ballpark. I've been involved in the past where it's not fun to come to a ballpark, and that's wrong. That is absolutely wrong. And more often than not, that was created by people in charge and not by the players themselves. So for me to be responsible, to have anybody in that room to not want to come to a major league ballpark would be awful, absolutely awful. So I've been aware of this. Again, I've talked about you've learned from the people you thought did it well, and you've also learned even more from the people you thought didn't do it so well. At the end of the day, man, I know I've pretty much done well when I've had a good time doing whatever I'm doing.
And you know he's feeling pretty good today with Jake Arrieta on the mound with the success he's had, and they will be flying off to Philly today in those tracksuits. He says he'll wear it as much as he can, weather permitting. Could be a little hot on their upcoming road trip. They're going to Philly, LA, and then, I should say, Atlanta and Washington. So, welcome back. We'll have first pitch for you next.
In Chicago, Illinois, Diamondbacks baseball, the series finale, Cubs and D-backs. Steve Berthune, Bob Brentley, Jody Jackson along the way. Sunday Diamondback baseball brought to you by Sanderson Ford. There are the Cub tracksuits that they are set to hit the road with, trying to keep things loose in that Cubby clubhouse.
Everywhere Joe Madden goes, guys seem to be playing very loose, having a good time. The tracksuits, the newest twist for a Joe Madden team. As you see Jake Arrieta making his way back through that third base dugout.
In the meantime, you've got Chip Hale's Diamondbacks ready to conclude this stretch of 7-day games in 8 days today.
I don't know how the players in Chip feel about it, but I'll be glad for some night games.
Yes. Sleeping in would be nice.
Yeah, here's how Chip's going to line them up today. Michael Bourne getting the start in center field. Phil Gosselin at second base. Paul Goldschmidt down at first. Jake Lamb cleaning up at third base today. Chris Herman behind the plate. Chris Owings at shortstop. Yasmani Tomas in left. Brandon Drury in right. And left-hander Patrick Corbin on the mound.
And that lineup will have its hands full with your Arizona Ford starting pitcher for Chicago. Applause, applause. He is the king here. He's Jake Arrieta, the reigning National League Cy Young winner. He has not lost a game this season. And Clayton Kershaw is the only starter in the big leagues with a lower ERA. Bob, what makes Jake Arrieta the pitcher that he is?
Well, we heard Michael Bourne earlier in the pregame show talk about nothing is straight. He sinks the fastball. He cuts the fastball. He can throw a curve. He's got a changeup. He'll mix in a slider if he feels it's necessary. But for me, a lot of it is deception. He really throws across his body, steps far to the third base side of that mound, and then throws back against his body, something they tried to correct earlier in his career. Joe Madden and Chris Bosio said, hey, whatever's comfortable for you, do it out there on the mound. He feels comfortable throwing across his body, and you certainly can't argue with the results.
Yeah, he is the first Cubs pitcher to begin a season 9-0 since Ken Holtzman in 1967. The Cub defenders around him is brought to you by Nationwide Vision Centers.
Jorge Soler in left field, Dexter Fowler in center, Matt I-Chart Caesar out in right field. It'll be Javier Baez and Addison Russell on the left side of the infield with Ben Zobrist and Chris Bryant today on the right side. former D-back Miguel Montero. Behind the plate for right-hander Jake Arrieta.
Valley Honda dealers present your key to the game. What is the key to beat this game?
Well, you know, you go into a series and you look at the probable starting pitchers and you think, we should win that one. That one's going to be a little bit of a struggle, and certainly against Jake Arrieta, it could be a struggle, but D-backs have dropped the first 2 of this series, so might as well take down their ace and go home on a good note.
Gabe Morales is our plate umpire this afternoon. He's got the balls and strikes. Michael Bourne in the leadoff spot, and we are set to go. The Diamondbacks and the Cubs on a sunny, breezy, cooler afternoon on the north side of Chicago. Is in there at 96 for a strike. It's 0-1 on Michael Bourne, hitting .298 in 16 games with the Diamondbacks. 0 for 5 in the series.
And you heard Michael talking once again on the pregame show about you hit mistakes. And certainly Jake Arrieta will make some mistakes in the ball game today. Not as many as a lot of pitchers will, but you just have to be ready to take advantage of every opportunity he gives you. Whether it's a hanging breaking ball or a fastball down the middle of the plate, a base on balls to create an opportunity, have to be ready to take advantage.
That was the word from Chip Hale as well this morning. Says if you get one, you can't foul it back, you can't miss it, you've got to put it in play. He did not go. Scott Berry is down there at third. 2-2 on Michael Bourne. Is going to leak into the seats and out of play. The wind is blowing 15 miles an hour right across the field from the left field corner to the right field corner. So Bob, 3 games here we've seen the wind in 3 different directions.
Should help the left-handed pull hitters or righties that go to the opposite field. Like that last pop-up down the third baseline, even that got pushed back closer to the field than you would expect. The wind is always a factor here.
2-2 pitch. Put it bad here by Michael Bourne. Down to Matt Williams, who's still got the good hands at third. Michael making his 6th start this year in center field. Chris Owings at shortstop today. Nick Ahmed not in the starting lineup.
Yeah, like this. 1 up a pitch count. Our center field camera, you can clearly see that crossfire of Jake Arrieta. Does not step directly toward home plate. It's a little bit over there toward the third base side, and then back against his body. Really hides the ball well.
Boy, an outstanding bat here from Michael Bourne. 4 foul balls, 3 of them with 2 strikes, and he's worked it full 3 and 2. 9th pitch of the at bat on the way. Good start to the ball game.
And Jake Arrieta can occasionally lose the strike zone. He's had 4 starts this year where he's walked as many as 4 opposing batters. Great battle here by Michael Bourne.
Arrieta wins the war, 1 down.
He wins it even though he missed his spot from one side of the plate to the other. So you see where Miguel Montero was set up and where the pitch ends up. We were just talking about even a pitcher as good as Arrieta is not going to be perfect with every delivery. That time missed his spot by about 1.5 feet.
Phil Gosselin now making his 7th start this year at second base. Gene Segura getting a well-deserved off day today. Phil at 250 with 1 home run. Gene Segura is no dummy. Chip Hale said he talked to Gene and said, look, I'm going to get you an off day this weekend. Would Saturday be better for you or Sunday, whichever you prefer? Well, he picked today. I wonder why.
That's a veteran move right there.
Gosselin finally gets a start, and Go get him, Phil. Here's Jake Arrieta.
Gosselin faced Arrieta back in Arizona earlier this season. Took an 0 for 4 in that ball game.
Jake Arrieta, it's tough to get to him early. He's given up only one first-inning run all year in 11 starts.
And you can see the movement on those sinking fastballs. He throws it in the mid to upper 90s. That last one at 96, but gets as much sink as a guy throwing, 88 to 90. Hard to believe.
This down and away at 95. And again, the Diamondback hitter has worked the count full, 3-2.
It's off the corner. Tried to get a little movement back towards the corner there.
Nice. Good at bat by Phil Gosselin. A one-out walk brings up Paul Goldschmidt. Goldie 260 and 10 home runs. He's back to where he's got more walks than hits this year. Leading the major leagues in bases on balls. He walked twice yesterday.
16 pitches to the first 2 hitters of the game for Arrieta.
That'll work. Mentioned Goldie has 10 home runs. One of them came against Jake Arrieta back at Chase Field in early April.
Yeah, homered and doubled against Arrieta in that ball game. Once again, I mentioned it before game 1 of this series. Miguel Montero has had issues throwing out attempted base stealers this year. He's 0 for 18 on the season. Arrieta can be very deliberate in his delivery to home plate at times if you pick the right pitch to run on.
Two.
Stolen base attempts against Arrieta this season. 9 have been successful. I think if you get the right guys on in the right situations, once again, Chip might start pushing some buttons.
It's funny you mention that. He talked about that today, Chip Hale, before the ball game. You won't get too many chances against a guy like Arrieta, so try and get a couple of guys on base and move them around if they can. 1-2 on Paul Goldschmidt. We're less than 3 batters in, Bob, and Arrieta's already at 20 pitches.
I love that.
Strike 3, 97 miles an hour. 2 strikeouts for Arrieta.
That's the same pitch he tried to get Phil Gosselin on the 3-2 pitch. A little tailing fastball. Didn't quite make it back to the corner, but gets a call from home plate umpire Gabe Morales. Don't need to give this guy anything off those corners.
Jake Lamb in the cleanup spot. Had a big home run in the first inning yesterday.
Line drive variety into those bleachers in right field. Absolutely crushed. See the raincoats out there in the right field bleachers. Had a steady mist falling off and on pretty much all day.
His 10th of the year. He's now homered 4 times in his last 9 games. Here's the ball 1-1. So Jake in there at 277 with 10 homers. And the OPS of just under 900 leads the team. So in terms of extra base hits and RBIs, Jake has been the most productive hitter on the ball club this year.
He had a couple knocks against Arrieta in that game back in April at Chase Field.
That one misses at 97. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jake Lamb. Jake, a pair of hits in the series, including that home run yesterday. Hitters count here 2-1. Goslin at first. He holds there. Check swing. Yes, he went 2-2. Pitch first inning so far for Jake Arrieta. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Arrieta strikes out 3 and strands the 1-out walk. Patrick Corbin coming up next from Wrigley Field. Underway. Your Arizona Ford starting pitcher for the D-backs is the left-hander Patrick Corbin. His 12th start of the season. He's lost his last 2. Bob, what's been going on with Patrick lately?
Well, fastball location hasn't been great. Left a lot of pitches up over the heart of the plate. That back foot slider, that wipeout slider that he used to go to in 2 strike counts to righties and lefties, just hasn't been as consistent this year for him. And the changeup, a pitch that's a work in progress, has gotten him hurt a lot of times. Here's how Joe Maddon will line up the Cubbies today. Dexter Fowler leading off in center field. Ben Zobrist moves up to the 2 spot today at second base. Chris Bryant moves across the diamond to first today. Jorge Soler in left field. Javier Baez down at third base. Addison Russell at shortstop. Matt Caesar in right field. Miguel Montero behind the plate, and Jake Arrieta on the mound.
Cubs have won 4 in a row, 10 of their last 11. They are a season high 24 games over 500. Dexter Fowler chops the first pitch right to Jake Lamb. Nice recovery by Jake. Fowler not really running at all up the first base line. Take a look at the Diamondbacks defensively. Our Eye on Defense is brought to you by Nationwide Vision Centers.
D-backs will feature an outfield of Tomas in left, Bourne in center, Drury over in right field. It'll be Lamb and Owens on the left side of the infield, Goslin and Goldschmidt on the right side. Chris Herman doing the catching today for lefty Patrick Corbin.
Is it nice when your 2 leadoff guys in the order are 1 and 2 in the major leagues in on-base percentage?
That helps, yeah.
Well, Fowler was number 2. Here's number 1, Ben Zobrist. 331 batting average and 7 home runs. I mean, how'd you like to write that lineup out here?
And we talked about it yesterday, the balance that Joe Maddon has available. The 2 switch hitters at the top of the order today with Fowler and Zobrist, but he's got righties, he's got lefties, he's got power, he's got speed at his disposal on a given day.
Usually Zobrist bats fifth, but against the left-hander Corbin, Joe Madden has sat Jason Hayward. He sat Anthony Rizzo. And there they are. Zobrist and Fowler 1-2. One missed away. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Ben Zobrist. Zobrist does not have a hit in the series, but he's walked 4 times and scored twice. 2 of the walks were intentional, both on Friday. Full count, 3-2. And Zobrist this season, just like he finished last year, has more walks than strikeouts. Ground ball to third. Another play for Jake Lamb. 2 quick ground ball outs for Corbin. Chris Bryant. Bryant hitting .275. He and Anthony Rizzo each lead the Cubs with 13 home runs and 40 RBIs. His double in Friday's game is only hit in this series. He was 0 for 4 yesterday.
Yeah, when Anthony Rizzo is your everyday first baseman, it's no surprise that this is only the 2nd start at first base for Chris Bryant this season. Rizzo having an off day to begin the day against the lefty Patrick Corbin.
Bryant this year has started games at third base, left field, right field, and first base. He's even played 1 inning at shortstop recently. That's where he played in high school. And their GM Jed Hoyer was saying the other day, here's a guy who's a superstar player but comes to the ballpark every day. Not sure if he's going to play left field, third base, first base, and he just rolls with it. One thing to be, Bob, I guess, a quote-unquote utility guy and live that existence, but this is one of the faces of the franchise.
A utility superstar. He's got a lot of moving parts on this roster, guys that can play multiple positions.
Slow roller. Chris Owings charges from shortstop, and Bryant beats it out. Hit a little too slowly for Seo to come in and get Bryant at first.
The best chance the Diamondbacks had right there is if Jake Lamb could have cut in front and taken that ball away from Chris Owings, but couldn't quite get there in time. Seo has to rush his throw, and it's another thing Bryant does well. For a big man, he really runs well.
Good sign, though, for Patrick, Bob. He's got 3 little weak dribblers to the left-hand side of the infield.
Absolutely. Keep that ball on the ground.
Jorge Soler in the cleanup spot today. Coming inside. Back foot slider hit him in the back foot. We have talked about that in our pregame show, and at the top of our broadcast today, the Diamondback coaches have really been on Patrick to get that slider back to where it has been, which is his big weapon. And he just unloaded one on Soler there.
I mean, if you haven't been with us the first 2 games of this series, where have you been? But these are the kind of situations that the Cubs have taken advantage of in the first 2 games of this series. A hit batter, an error, a mental mistake, and before you know it, the Cubs have put 2 or 3 or 4 runs on the board. So catches Soler right on the toe of that right foot.
And he's okay. Cubs hitters have been hit 37 times this year. That leads the major leagues. So an infield single and a hit batter have put 2 on with 2 out for Javier Baez. Baez 250 and 3 homers. 1 for 5 in the series. Had a 2-run double Friday. That is the classic Javier Baez swing right there. That's why he frustrates Cub fans so much. Ton of talent, but it's still really raw at the age of 23.
Until he takes one of those wild swings and catches one on the barrel and hits it about 500 feet, which he's perfectly capable of doing. But more often than not, those wild swings don't produce the results Cub fans like to see.
Owings at shortstop. Goslin has it for the force on Soler. Another ground ball out for Patrick Corbin. We'll head to the second inning. No score. Cubs and D-backs.
Of these. We are at 1032 Waveland, and I can see why people really love coming up here, not just groups and events and parties, but it is a fantastic view. I found two Diamondbacks fans, Tim and Brianne from Scottsdale. And Tim, this trip for you is special, right?
Yeah, we're out here for my 30th birthday out from Arizona, so looking for a good victory here and kind of silence the Cubs fans a little bit.
We're a little outnumbered, as you can see on this rooftop. I feel better with you guys. Brianne, Diamondbacks might be a little special in your hearts, right? You're married now, but first date was where?
At a Diamondbacks game, playoffs game, 2012. So means a lot to us to be able to travel and watch the Diamondbacks on the road.
A lot of fun. All right, so when you guys came here to Wrigley, when did you decide I have to come up here to the rooftop?
Tickets were just too expensive inside, and this felt like the better deal. And, you know, not have to deal with the Wrigley Field and the Cubs fans. I think this was probably the best option.
It's pretty tame up here.
Yeah, it is, definitely. And food and drinks are included.
It's a great deal. If any of you guys out there watching want to come visit, I suggest try to catch a game up here. It is a lot of fun, a great atmosphere, really like nothing else. And there we go.
There we go. We got a runner.
Guys, good luck. Guys, we'll send it back to you. I'll head down eventually.
Yeah, you can see Jody on the rooftop across the street there. Interesting little side note here. Glenn Allen Hill hit a ball on the roof over there in a ball game one time. I mean, that is just an absolute blast. That's one of the great things about Wrigley Field, because it is situated in the neighborhood here. And home run balls with the wind blowing out. We talked about the Dave Kingman home run that landed on the porch of the fourth house up the street out there. Just a lot of interesting anecdotes over the years.
You have targets to shoot at if you're a hitter here. And just right across the street, that's a good seat from out there.
Yeah, across Sheffield Avenue, which is behind right field. Adam Dunn one time broke a window in one of the buildings across the street out there. Things that will live on forever.
Chris Owings down 0-2 against Jake Arrieta following Chris Herman's leadoff single. CO at 278 with 2 home runs. He's hitless in the series after working a couple of walks against John Lackey and some impressive at bats in the opener. Diamondbacks have had a base runner in each of the first 2 innings now against Arrieta. But they have yet to be able to move one along. Arrieta coming off 7 innings of 2-hit ball in his previous start. That was last Tuesday here at Wrigley Field against the Dodgers. Walked 4 in that ball game, 8 strikeouts, got a no decision. The Cubs lost 5-0. Their only loss to LA in that 4-game series, and it was the first time in 24 starts by Jake Arrieta that the Cubs did not win the game. That's amazing.
That is amazing. I mean, obviously, you don't have to put a lot of runs on the board when Jake Arrieta is on the mound for you on a given day. I think that just helps the Cubs offense relax, knowing they don't have to score 8 or 10 runs to win a game behind Jake Arrieta.
Diamondbacks are putting up a good fight here. 10 foul balls by their hitters so far. He's keeping Herman close at first.
Actually, the last Jake Arrieta start when the Cubs lost was Cole Hamels' no-hitter.
That was July 25th last year. That's what it takes to beat Arrieta these days. And since that, he is 20-0 in his last 23 starts. And his ERA over that stretch is under 1. Chris Owings drives that to right field. Matt Caesar comes in, tries to make a diving catch, but he can't get it. And a pair of singles open up the D-backs second against Jake Arrieta.
Off the bat, it looked like it was going to get deep into the gap. I think CO must have been jammed just a little bit. That ball got out into right center field and died in front of the diving Matt Caesar.
I have to take advantage of these opportunities against this guy, Yasmani Tomas. Yasmani 266 and 7 home runs. He homered here yesterday. This was Yasmani yesterday afternoon, pulled the Diamondbacks within 1.
Got a hanging breaking ball in the inside part of the plate, snuck it just inside that foul pole down the left field line.
He's hit safely in 4 straight. At that point, it made it a 4-3 Cubs lead. And Chicago had a home run in the home half of that inning. Anthony Rizzo hit his 13th, made it 5-3. That was the final. Chris Herman, the runner at second. Chris Owings at first. Yasmani sends that out to right center. It gets down and it's going to roll to the wall. Chris Herman will score. They'll wave Owings. Here he comes. The throw is not in time. And it's a 2-run double for Yasmani Tomas.
Outstanding. We talked about it throughout the pregame and early in the ball game. You have to take advantage of every opportunity you get. Not a bad pitch by Arrieta, down and in. Tomas kind of leads with his hands, gets a barrel on that ball toward the gap in right center to put 2 runners on the plate.
3 straight hits open up the Diamondbacks second. And here's Brandon Drury.
Crowd here at Wrigley Field's in shock.
You better believe it. As you said in the open, this is a guy who got a standing ovation when he took off his warm-up jacket. Yasmani had not had an RBI in his previous 7 games, but he's got 3 in the last 2. There's a strike, 1-1. Brandon 286. He's got 8 home runs. Singled and walked yesterday after sitting out Friday's game. Broken bat chopper in front of Matt Williams, and they'll need a new stick. Already 40 pitches for Jake Arrieta. And he is yet to record an out in the 2nd inning. 0-2. Well, Chip Hale said before the game today he really believes that his guys are poised to make a run here. He says we're ready to get on a roll. They've had a lot of hard hit balls lately. Brandon swings and misses that one. Fourth strikeout for Arrieta, one down in the second.
Don't help him out. Brandon chasing a bad pitch right here. And once again, Arrieta missed his spot. Montero set up low and away, and that pitch was up and in all the way across the plate.
Patrick Corbin. Chip Hale usually likes his pitchers when they hit to at least take a strike. Patrick swings to the first pitch and misses. It's 0-1.
Cubs were anticipating a bunt from Patrick Corbin on that first delivery. Now Chris Bryant has backed up a couple steps behind the baseline at first. Same thing for Baez over at third.
Montero sets up inside. He missed his spot, but Corbin swung through it. He's down 0-2. Is it hard, Bob, for a guy who's everything Arrieta throws moves, as you've discussed? It must be hard from time to time to maintain command like that.
Yeah, I mean, and he's got a lot of things going on with his delivery. We talked about the crossfire. Occasionally that can get you into some problems.
Drops that breaking ball in there for his fifth strikeout.
But he gets so much movement on all of his pitches that basically he just tries to hit the catcher in the mask and let the ball do whatever it's going to do. Good tight short curveball that time from Arrieta.
Brings up the leadoff man, Michael Bourne. Michael had a very good at bat to start the ball game before he finally struck out. And he's down 0-1. Strike. So the Diamondbacks the first time through the lineup 1 through 9 against Arrieta. 5 strikeouts, 3 hits and a walk. But when they put the ball in play, they're 3 for 3. Singles by Herman and Owings to lead off the inning. A 2-run double by Tomas, who's still out there at second with 2 down.
4 curveballs in a row from Jake Arrieta. Strike 3 to Patrick Corbin, and all 3 deliveries here to Michael Bourne.
That tell you anything?
Arrieta needed a challenge, I guess. I don't know. I mean, he's dealing with the cutter sinker combination. I mean, he's had starts this year where he's done that for 4, 5, 6 innings, not even throw a breaking ball.
Got a strike with a backdoor cutter right there to even the count at 2-2. About to throw his 50th pitch of the ball game. Second time in 2 at-bats that Michael Bourne has worked a full count against Arrieta.
One thing all that movement will do is make it tough on your catcher. You've seen Miguel Montero back there kind of stabbing at some of these pitches because of that late violent movement that he gets.
Bourne has seen 15 pitches in 2 at-bats, and he struck out both times. 6 strikeouts for Jake Arrieta, but Yasmani Tomas comes up with a big hit. He drives it to the wall in right center field and knocks in 2. The Diamondbacks lead the Cubs 2-0. Thanks to Yasmani Tomas's 2-run double. Our greater coverage of baseball is brought to you by T-Mobile. From here on the north side of Chicago, Dodgers are hosting Atlanta today. Scott Kazmir on the mound. Giants at St. Louis. There's strike one to Addison Russell. Russell the start at shortstop this afternoon. Corbin ahead 0-2. He's hitting .242. He's homered 4 times. Has a pair of hits in this series, including a 2-run double Friday. Diamondbacks would really like some length from Patrick Corbin today. There are a couple of off days coming up on the horizon in the not too distant future. A chance to give the bullpen a break. With a nice long homestand set to start tomorrow. Missed away. It's a full count, 3-2. A tapper, a high bounce. Jake Lamb. Goldie has a nice backhand scoop, and they get Russell. Well done by the D-backs third baseman. Jake's had a couple of throwing misadventures in this series, Bob. That was
yeah,
a nice
he
play.
has. It's a nice play. Really, the only play you can make with Addison Russell running down that first baseline. And more importantly, another smothered ground ball by Patrick Corbin.
His 4th ground ball out. All 4 outs he's recorded have been on the ground. All 6 of Arrieta's outs have been by strikeout. Matt Caesar the start in right field. Jason Hayward sitting out against the left-hander Corbin. There's strike 1. Caesar .348 with 2 homers. He's only had 50 plate appearances this year. He was out for 3 weeks last month with a right hamstring injury. Driven out to left field, a base hit. Second hit for the Cubs against Patrick Corbin.
See the unusual spelling of his name, S-Z-C-Z-U-R. That's like the next to the last line on the eye chart when you go have your eyes checked.
The tiny, tiny little print at the very bottom. Good, better, good, better. Worse, better. Miguel Montero.
Yeah, Caesar was a 2 sports star at Villanova, I believe. He played football there as well.
Yes, he was. He was a very good wide receiver at Villanova. In fact, he was a consensus first team 1AA All-American, whatever 1AA is now, BCS, BBS, FCS.
He does have good speed on the bases. Have to keep an eye on him over there.
Played on a national championship football team, in fact, at Villanova. Check swing. He checks, says Scott Berry. So Montero ahead, 2 balls and no strikes. Miggy at .205 with 2 homers. He walked twice in starting Friday's series opener. He's 2 hits shy of 900 for his career. He has 2 years, $28 million left on that contract extension he signed with the D-backs back in the 2012 season. He's a $14 million a year man this year and the next.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see the Cubs try to move him this offseason. If not before, they've got a young catcher in their system named Wilson Contreras that's just tearing it up down at AAA right now. Hitting close to .340.
Yeah. So he played in the Arizona Fall League last year. 3-1. Miggy missed 15 games last month. He got a bad back. And he's been a little bit more productive since he returned middle of May. Full count, 3-2. Caesar, who runs well, is at first. A little dribbler, Goldie, the backhander. Owings for one, and Corbin is there. He can't keep the foot on the bag, and Montero's safe. Trick Gibson down there at first.
Patrick a little slow reacting off the mound there. Kind of fell off to the third base side just enough, as you see Goldie right into that throw to shortstop. The tail end of the play. Looked like he fanned on it with that right foot.
He's happy he didn't hurt himself there. That could have been dicey. So with 2 outs and Montero at first, it brings up the pitcher, Jake Arrieta. Good block by Chris Herman, 1-0.
Arrieta homered against Shelby Miller in that game back at Chase Field earlier this year. 2-run blast.
His only home run this year. He's hitting 200 this season. 25 at bats. It's a fly ball out to left center field. Michael Bourne has room. Still backing up, and he can't get it. Montero will come in and score. And Arrieta's in at second. It hung up there forever, and Bourne went up into the ivy. Looked like he had it for a moment, but it dropped in.
High in the air to left center field. The pitch was up. Arrieta hit it high in the air. Michael Bourne tracked it all the way back to the warning track. Here you'll see that leaping attempt up against the ivy. Had it in his glove, but when his glove hit against the fence, the ball popped out. I think they still had a shot at Miguel Montero at home plate right there had Chris Owings thrown that relay throw on to Chris Herman.
So the Cubs are on the board. 2-1 ball game. Arrieta at second. 2 outs for Dexter Fowler, the leadoff man. He grounded out his first time up. Fowler homered from the right side of the plate yesterday. His 7th of the year.
Crosswind that time may have helped the Diamondbacks and Patrick Corbin. Had there been no wind pushing that ball out towards center field, it might have snuck up into the basket out there in left center.
That's the 16th RBI this season for a Cub pitcher. Even their pitchers drive in runs. 1-2 on Fowler. No swing, says first base on Trick Gibson, so it's 2-2 on Dexter Fowler. Couple of hits yesterday. He was 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts in Friday's ball game. Batting over 300 from both sides of the plate. A natural right-hand hitter. A ground ball to third for Jake Lamb. And they're able to strand Arrieta at second base, but the Cubs get one after 2. Diamondbacks lead it 2-1. Out, he's set to pitch Tuesday at Chase Field against Tampa Bay's Matt Moore. Quicken Loans has a look at rocket arms. Greinke leads the Diamondbacks with 71 strikeouts. Arrieta, who struck out 6 so far, has 81 to lead the Cubs.
Zach has to be a little more crafty to get his strikeouts, whereas Arrieta can just overpower opposing hitters at times.
Phil Gosselin, Paul Goldschmidt, and Jake Lamb, 2, 3, and 4 in the Arizona third. A 2-run double by Yasmani Tomas. Made it 2-0 D-backs. Arrieta's RBI double has cut that lead in half. Phil walked his first time up. He'll start today at second base. Gene Segura has the day off. Did you do that, Bob, when you were a manager? Go up to a guy, and you had a lot of veterans, of course, but say, hey, I want to get you a day off in this series. Is there a day you might like to take off better than the others, or what works for you, or did you just assign them a day?
Usually we let the stat sheet tell the story. You look for matchups, guys that had trouble with a particular opposing pitcher or had tremendous success against a particular pitcher, and then try to compose the lineups based on that. Yeah, if you looked on that stat sheet and saw a guy was 0 for 15 lifetime with 12 punch outs, I didn't have to ask him if he wanted the day off.
He was getting the day. Well, that wasn't the case for Segura, but his batting average has dipped below 300 for the first time all year, so he's got the day off today.
In this stretch of day games, we kind of have joked about it in process, but I know how I feel after all these day games. I can imagine the players, you get so used to that night game routine, sleep in the morning, get to the ballpark and do your regular pregame stuff, and now you're forced to do all that stuff at 8 o'clock in the morning.
When you're used to sleeping in and then going to the ballpark early afternoon and working all night, the alarm goes off at 6 in the morning. It's what
already?
2-2 to Phil Gosselin. Seven strikeouts for Arrieta. He has now struck out the last 4 in a row.
Comeback sinker starts it just off that outside corner. That one did appear to nip the outside corner to Phil Gosselin. A couple of the other ones earlier in the ball game, maybe not so much, but he got the call.
Goldie struck out looking his first time up. Do you believe back in the day, quote unquote, when they used to play almost all day games here, certainly prior to 1988, that adversely affected the Cubs having to play all those day games like we always heard about?
Well, you'll get an argument for some of the old time Cub players, but I don't think there's any doubt it affected them. You know, over the course of the season, you go on the road, you play all night games, you fall into that schedule for 8 or 10 days, then you come home for 8 or 10 days, and everything is completely reversed. Then you add on the heat and the humidity that you deal with here in Chicago in the summer times. I think absolutely it affected it.
Addison Russell at shortstop. 2 outs. That's the first out that Arrieta has recorded today that was not a strikeout. Jake Lamb, a strikeout victim to win the first. .60 pitches now for Arrieta, 38 strikes. There's another one.
I'm always amazed at guys that throw mid to upper 90s and get the kind of movement that we're seeing from Arrieta. And he's not the only one. We've seen a lot of relief pitchers around the National League this year that get that kind of sink on 96, 97 miles an hour.
When guys throw that hard, do they often then throw through the movement?
Yeah, I mean, there's only 60 feet 6 inches between the rubber and home plate. That's not very much time when you're throwing 97 miles an hour to get a ball to move. I guess that spin rate we hear so much about, you know, applies to a sinker as well as a breaking ball.
One of the things they like about Edwin Escobar, yesterday's starter, he is very good at spinning the ball. They measure all that stuff.
It's one of those days here at Wrigley too. Bright sunshine, big fluffy white clouds. Every so often, one of the clouds will go in front of the sun, and all of a sudden the field is very dark. And it'll move out of the way, and you're in bright sunshine once again. Very tough when you're standing in that batter's box and it happens.
Jake Lamb still standing in there, full count 3-2. Arrieta has walked one, he struck out 7. Make it 8. 6 in a row sent down by Arrieta, but the Diamondbacks have a 2-1 lead.
Players Association changed his number from 00 to 52. Mr. Met, the mascot there, always wore 00, and he wanted to give him his identity back.
That was big of him.
Team player.
Yeah. Tony's a terrific guy.
Yeah, I wonder what Mr. Met had to give Tony Clark to get his number back.
Some kind of concession to the Players Union, perhaps, now. Ben Zobrist leads off the Cub third against Patrick Corbin. Hammers one foul down the left field line. Patrick's ahead 0-2.
We'll have to check Mr. Met when we go into New York later this summer, see if he's got a Rolex on.
Well, he's always had kind of a big head anyway. I think there's a, is there a Mrs. Met? I think there's a Mrs. Met.
I think they're just dating.
Patrick Corbin strikes out Ben Zobrist. That's tough to do. Zobrist almost never strikes out. That's the first punch out for Patrick today.
Looked like Patrick took a little bit off of that slider, got a little more break on it.
That's why I want him to throw that more. Get back to the pitcher that he was using, that hard fastball that he pitches inside against both righties and lefties, and then dropped a hammer with that slider. Ryan had an infield hit his first time up. Diamondbacks have felt, and Patrick has agreed, that his breaking ball has not been as tight as it's been before. That trademark wipeout slider has been a little looser, more slurvy lately than that sharp biting action that he has. So they're trying to get back to that. Get away from that changeup that he fell in love with a bit too much, perhaps.
Boy, you see that a lot around Major League Baseball, especially with young pitchers. They learn a cutter or a changeup, something new added to their arsenal, and they kind of fall in love with it, and they forget what made them good originally, and instead of using it as a complementary pitch that you show once in a while, they start throwing it a lot.
It seems to be what's happened with Patrick. They want him to use the changeup, just not to rely on it. And he was tending to rely on it a little bit too much lately. And that gets him away from who he is, a guy that challenges hitters inside and uses that big slider. 2-2 on Chris Bryant. Got him. 2 strikeouts open up the third for Patrick. Hey, Diamondback fans, fill out your 2016 Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot right now at dbacks.com. You can do so on your computer, your tablet, your smartphone. And you can vote up to 35 times. Vote today, vote tomorrow, vote often at dbacks.com/votes. Jorge Soler got hit on the back foot by one of those back foot sliders. He skies this one to shallow left field. Chris Owings wants it. And a nice quick 1-2-3 third for Patrick Corbin, who held a 2-1 lead. Lead the Cubs 2-1 as we start the fourth inning. Hey fans, a D-backs home run today means a free jumbo jack tomorrow at participating Jack in the Box locations with the purchase of a large drink. Chris Herman will lead off the fourth against Jake Arrieta, who has set down the last 6 he's faced. He has walked 1 and struck out 8 so far through 3 innings, but Yasmani Tomas's 2-run double has been the difference of the ball game so far. Herman singled and scored his first time up. Chris has made 21 starts for the Diamondbacks this year, and as a starter, he's hitting .299 with 5 home runs. And in those 21 starts, he's driven in 20 runs. So he is usually very productive when he's in there in the starting lineup. But he's down 0-2. Montero set up inside, but the pitch tailed down and away. It struck out Herman anyway. That's 9 strikeouts for Arrieta.
I've lost count of how many times Arrieta has missed his spot by a wide margin, but with that much movement at that velocity, you can get away with it from time to time.
Chris Owings now. CO singled and scored his first time. D-backs opened up the second against Arrieta with a Herman single, an Owings single, and Tomas belted one to the wall in right center to make it 2-0. It was Arrieta who got one of the runs back with his RBI double in the home half of the second. Chris Owings, 2 at-bats against Jake Arrieta, 2 base hits, so 1-out single for CO.
Yeah, CO was 1 for 3 against Arrieta in that game at Chase Field earlier this year. Got a cutter working toward the middle of the plate that time and just rips it through that hole in the left side of the infield.
That'll bring up Tomas, whose second inning double has been the difference in the ball game so far. There's the strike going 1. Our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Yasmani Tomas in the second.
Took an inside pitch down and in and drove it to that gap into right center, scoring Chris Herman and Chris Owings, the 2 Chris's.
And since that hit, Owings is the first base runner. Arrieta a walk and 9 strikeouts. His season high in strikeouts is 11. That came here against the Pirates back on May 14th.
Talk about the Diamondbacks possibly pushing the action a little bit today, maybe trying to steal a base against the Arrieta-Montero combination. This would appear to be a time for Chris Owings to steal his 8th of the year. He's a perfect 7 for 7.
Close eye on him over there at first. Missed at 95, a ball and 2 strikes.
Now that movement and velocity is tough for a hitter and apparently tough for umpires too. They really wanted that pitch because they've gotten it in the early going of this game, but that time Gabe Morales does not give it to him.
Throw over to first. Chris Bryant playing there today instead of Anthony Rizzo. Yasmani's now hit safely in 5 straight. Boy, they're really keeping CO close down there. Something's up.
That's a good run count. 1-2 is usually a count where you anticipate the pitcher trying to throw something out of the zone. Lead Tomas, a slider away, breaking ball away, sinker down and in. Also a good time to pitch out.
Oh, he got a great jump. There goes Owings. The pitch is in there for a ball, and CO had that one stolen cold. He's a perfect 8 for 8 this year.
Chris Owings will get credit for the stolen base, but we know who the credit should go to. Dave McKay over there, first base, has seen something in Arrieta's delivery that allowed Chris Owings just to take off while Arrieta was still standing on the rubber.
2-2 on Tomas. Owings at second. 1 out. Last strikes out. That's 10 for Arrieta.
Short, sharp breaking curveball. Really tough to pick up out of his hand. Most guys, when they throw a curveball, the ball will initially come out of their hand and go up and then take the break and come back down. Arrieta's comes straight out of his hand, almost like his fastball, and then takes that sharp late break.
Brandon Drury, a strikeout victim his first time. Owens at second, 2 outs. Rolls away from Montero, 1-0. Brandon getting the start in right field today. The coaches here have checked in with Phil Nevin in Reno about David Peralta. David felt good in his rehab game with the Aces last night. 1 for 3, a single, couple of walks against Salt Lake City. Felt good physically as he recovers from that sore wrist. Diamondbacks would like to have David back tomorrow against Tampa Bay at Chase Field, but If he feels like he needs another day or two with Reno, that's fine. But the reports on Peralta have been good. The bat speed is there. The bats have been good. And the question that is kind of looming here, Bob, is how do you make room for him on the roster when he is activated? Who goes? That's a tough decision. 1-1.
Drury lately has been swinging a lot of pitches off the plate in, up and down, belt high, off the plate inside, just can't seem to hold up, and that's his strength. And once again, Arrieta misses all the way across the plate, but that was Brandon's strength all season long, was turning on that inside fastball.
80 pitches for Arrieta, 51 strikes. He has struck out 10, the 1-2 to Drury. In the dirt.
As to your question about who goes when David Peralta's ready, I think that's why every at bat in every game is so important right now, to show that you can be part, or you can be a contributor to some winning ball games for the Diamondbacks. Maybe some guys putting a little extra pressure on themselves, knowing that David Peralta is going to be coming back soon.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A season high with 11 strikeouts through just 4 innings, but the Diamondbacks have a 2-1 lead. D-backs lead the Cubs 2-1. Hey fans, today is the last day for your chance to beat the Heat. And today's word, appropriately enough, is windy. Log on to foxsportsarizona.com/beattheheat and enter that word for a chance to win a trip to San Diego for the July 4th weekend. Good luck. This is the last day. The word is windy. Everyone knows it's windy.
Well, Chicago's long been known as the Windy City, and people assumed it was for meteorological reasons, but actually it was about the politicians and their long-winded speeches.
The Chicago political machine. Javier Baez leads off the Cub 4th against Patrick Corbin. Patrick getting a lot of ground ball outs today. Another one for Jake Lamb at third. He set down 5 in a row. Addison Russell. There's a strike on 1. Russell grounded out his first time up. Drive that one down the right field line. The foul. Yes, he checked his swing, says Trick Gibson down there. 1-2 on the Cubs shortstop. Russell still just 22 years old. And everything really seemed to get going when they committed to him as their new shortstop midway through last year. There's Starlin Castro out there. He's now a Yankee. That's in the seats as well. Strike three. Third strikeout for Patrick Corbin, who's now retired 6 in a row.
Nice job by Chris Herman. Kind of pushes that ball back toward the corner ever so slightly. Gets the call.
Matt Caesar, the right fielder. Singled his first time up. He's now over 360 for the year. Just his 8th start this season. Oh, Patrick Corbin got a glove on that one. And he works a 1-2-3-4. He's set down 7 straight and leads it 2-1. In our Gig Life high-speed highlights presented by Cox, Arrieta's career high for strikeouts is 13. That was a couple of years ago. He's already today through 4 innings matched his season high with 11. And he's, Bob, ahead of Kerry Wood's pace from the day that Kerry Wood struck out 20 back in May of 1998.
Yeah, only one out that was not a strikeout, a ground ball to short by Paul Goldschmidt. Every other out recorded in this game by the Cubs has been a punch out.
Kerry Wood, when he fanned 20, had 8 strikeouts through 4 innings. Arrieta has 11 through 4. But he's down 2-1. It's a funny game. Corbin leads off the Arizona 5th. Other thing for Arrieta, despite all the strikeouts, is the pitch count. I mean, he's north of 80 right now. He's yet to retire a batter in the 5th. Ahead of Corbin 1-2. And beating Jake Arrieta would be headline news for any team. isn't a team that's been fighting for wins like the Diamondbacks have. As you see, Arrieta's last loss was Cole Hamels' no-hitter, July 25th of last year. And since then, he is 20-0 in his last 23 starts, with an ERA a tick over 1.
2 no-hitters in that stretch.
It's unbelievable.
It really is.
2-2.
We used to feel the same way about Randy and Kurt, that on any given day they might go out there and throw a no-no, but for Jake Arrieta, it's almost every start.
Sure is. Patrick sends that out to left field, and it drops in for a leadoff single.
How about that?
Good start.
Yeah, just slaps that ball to the opposite field. That was off the plate. Got it out off the end of the bat. Dunks it in front of Jorge Soler. Leadoff man on.
Now you've got the top of the order coming around. Michael Bourne has struck out twice in 2 at-bats against Arrieta, but both times he's worked the count full. You got Corbin, a good athlete down there at first. Bourne can bunt. Baez comes in from third. Corbin takes off, and he is. Oh! That's a very close play down there. The crew chief, Hunter Wendelstedt, is the second base umpire, and we'll have a look at this one.
Yeah, it looked like he did get that tag down there quickly enough. I thought Patrick's hands got in underneath the tag initially.
And he'll come off the field. No challenge from the Diamondback dugout. So the leadoff single is erased. And it's 0-1 on Michael Bourne.
I said that I thought maybe Chip would push the envelope a little bit today, but I didn't think he'd send the pitcher. Looked like an attempted bunt and run that time.
2-6 on the putout. Yeah, Bourne squared but couldn't make contact. Here's a slow roller. Zobrist charges from second, and Bourne beats it out. He's in there. It very slowly, a little dribbler to second base, and Bourne can still run.
Now, Wrigley Field used to have grass about as deep as a hay field when they had slower infielders, but much quicker this year. Even with the cut grass this season, Ben Zobrist couldn't get to that ball quickly enough.
Well, now you've got a guy with good speed on it first, and a very good contact man up there in Phil Gosselin. This might be another time where you'd want to start something out there.
Well, and once again, Dave McKay obviously has spotted something in Arrieta's delivery out of the stretch. See if Michael Bourne can see it as he takes his lead off the bag there at first.
Phil has walked and struck out 0 for 1. Bourne holds it first. That pitch is up and in for a ball. 1-0.
You know, just because you have some kind of a move or a breath or some kind of a obvious thing that a pitcher does on the mound doesn't mean that the runner can necessarily see it. You can look at it on videotape, but until you actually get over there and get your lead off, some guys just don't see it.
Gosselin has a base hit to center field. Bourne will stop at second. 2 on and 1 out for the Diamondbacks against Arrieta.
Hey fans, school is out. To kick off summer break, the D-backs are giving kids 15 and younger free tickets to all home games next week, June 6th through the 12th. There's even a day game on Wednesday, so plan to bring the whole family to Chase Field. You can get up to 2 free kids tickets with the purchase of an adult ticket. For more information, call 602-514-8400 or go to dbacks.com/kids.
You hear a lot from sabermetricians about BABIP, batting average on balls in play. How often when you put it into play does the ball fall in for a base hit? Well, the Diamondbacks so far today are 7 for 8 when they put it in play against Jake Arrieta. 2 on, 1 out for Goldie. Paul has struck out looking, grounded out 0 for 2. He's got Michael Bourne at second, Phil Gosselin at first, and 1 out. 2-0. Cubs bullpen will get busy with Arrieta at 95 pitches, 60 strikes. Looks like Trevor Cahill down there warming up.
Boy, this would be a great time to see one of those Goldie signature drives to right center field. The wind really kicking out that direction right now.
Spazio going to slow things down here. Yeah, this is a perfect Goldie wind. Saw Cahill in the ball game yesterday. Trevor came in to face Goldie in the 8th inning, threw 4 pitches, all balls, and was out of the game. Stop me if you've heard that before.
I had a deja vu there for a moment.
Arrieta, the last time he did not get through 5 innings, you got to go back to August 2014 against the Reds. Diamondbacks have worked some very good at bats, a lot of full counts. They fouled off a lot of pitches against Arrieta. But Bob, as you mentioned, he's just not been hitting his spots. He hasn't helped himself either. He's been sort of effectively wild in that sense. Oftentimes when guys don't hit their spots, it's a walk here, a walk there. But Arrieta is so nasty that it turns into a strikeout.
Guys have swung at a lot of those horrible misses he's had from one side of the plate to the other.
Two balls and 1 strike. Goldie looks at ball 3. Goldie hot right now. Last 15 games he's hitting over 350 with 10 RBIs. Swing and a miss. The count is full 3-2. Runners hold, and Goldie blasted into left, a base hit. Nat Williams will wave Michael Bourne. He will score the RBI single for Goldie, and it's 3-1 Diamondbacks.
A sinker that just didn't move as much as some of the earlier pitches in the game, and Goldie just rips it right past Javier Baez down there at third base. By the time Soler gets to it, Michael Bourne scoring easily from second base. Nicely done.
Well, Bob, the Diamondbacks have opened this 5th inning with 4 consecutive singles against Jake Arrieta. Patrick Corbin was erased in a caught stealing attempt. But since then, singles by Bourne, Goslin, and Goldschmidt have made it 3-1. Here's Jake Lamb, who was 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. And Arrieta now at exactly 100 pitches.
And this spot is due up second in the bottom half of the 5th inning. You get the feeling this might be it for him right here.
100 pitches, 64 strikes. He has walked 1, struck out 11. But the Diamondbacks have 8 hits. 0-2 on Jake Lamb.
A rare changeup from Arrieta that time at 89 miles an hour. Has that same tailing, sinking action as his two-seam fastball, but 8 miles per hour slower.
Jake has been a key run-producing bat in this lineup. He's knocked in 14 runs in his last 17 games. But he's down 0-2. Got him. Season high 12 strikeouts for Jake Arrieta.
Jake Lamb just having some problems seeing the ball well today. He swung at a lot of the Arrieta deliveries down low out of the zone.
A chance for Chris Herman. 2 on and 2 outs. Chris has singled and struck out. He scored a run. 1 for 2. 12 strikeouts for Jake Arrieta. His career high is 13, set 2 years ago. On and 2 out. You've got Phil Gosselin at second base and Goldie at first. One ball and 1 strike on Chris Herman.
Earned runs allowed this season by Jake Arrieta, 6 to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, he struck out 13 Reds back in 2014. He pitched a 1-hitter. He's given up 8 hits so far today through 4 2/3. 2 on, 2 out, a ball and 2 strikes on Herman. First time all year that Arrieta has given up 4 hits in 1 inning. The D-backs open up this 5th with 4 straight singles. Montero wants a word now. Corbin singled to lead off the inning. He was caught stealing. 2-6 on the putout. Bourne singled, Gosselin singled. Goldie drove Bourne home to make it 3-1. And Lamb struck out for the second out. Now a 1-2 count on Herman. 105 pitches for Arrieta. Miss there, and it's 2-2. Full count. Diamondbacks, Bob, have had some really good at-bats against Arrieta today. A lot of pitches, a lot of full counts.
Don't make it easy for him.
Gosselin at second, Goldie at first. Runners will be off for the pitch. Here it is. The little dribbler going to be a tricky play. Herman's beating it out, and he's safe. And they have 2 runners at third. Gosselin is hung up. Goldie will head back to second. They have Gosselin in a rundown. And they run into an out. A base running blunder by the Diamondbacks will end a big inning. But they get 1 more run across against Arrieta, and they lead it 3-1. but they ran into 2 outs on the bases.
Yeah, very uncharacteristic of Paul Goldschmidt to make a base running mistake, but he did right there. He just ran right up the back of Phil Gosselin. Gosselin ends up getting caught in the rundown between third and home before he's ultimately tagged out. And you can understand Chip Hale's disappointment, confusion, frustration, whatever you want to call it. I mean, Goldie rarely makes any kind of a mental mistake ever on the field, but that time it was on Goldie.
They would have had bases loaded in that inning for for Chris Herman, pardon me, but instead they had 2 runners standing at third base, and Gosselin had nowhere to go. But it's a 3-1 lead now for Patrick Corbin, who is pitching a tremendous ball game here against a very good Cubs team. So far, Patrick has given up only 1 run on 3 hits. He's not walked a batter. He's got 3 strikeouts, and he has retired the last 7 Cubs hitters he's faced. And Miguel Montero leads off the Chicago 5th. First time since April of last year that Jake Arrieta gave up 5 hits in 1 inning.
That's a surprise,
isn't it? Out there in the on-deck circle, his spot to up second in this inning. Montero reached on a fielder choice his first time up, scored the Cubs' only run, came in on Arrieta's double. Back in the second. There's a strike going on. There's no one throwing in the Cub bullpen.
It could change rather quickly if Miguel Montero should happen to reach and Joe Madden decide he does want to hit for Jake Arrieta. We know Trevor Cahill was throwing quite a bit in that last inning. He's probably ready to go on short notice. Jake Arrieta at 108 pitches. Season high for Arrieta, 119. That came back at the end of April.
Trevor Cahill was warming up earlier. We'll head back down to the bullpen now. But, Trevor's just going to have a seat down there. You sit down in that bullpen here, you are almost in the stands.
If you were 3 feet further back, you'd have to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the visiting, I know this for a fact, the visiting bullpen gets a lot of help with their pitching mechanics.
Oh, that's nice.
Mental approach to the game from those associate coaches down there sitting behind the bullpen.
And literally they are right behind. Montero, a leadoff single. 4th hit for the Cubs. Well, now you can have Arrieta bunt and keep him in the ball game if you want. 108 pitches.
Or let him swing away and double like he did back in the second inning.
He hit one sky high to the wall in left center field. This was it. Michael Bourne had a shot at this one up into the ivy. Hung up there forever.
As I mentioned, first game of the series, those ivy leaves look so inviting, but there are bricks behind those leaves, and as soon as that glove hit the ivy and the bricks behind them, it popped out the webbing of Michael's glove.
And Montero scored all the way from first.
First pitch slider that time from Patrick Corbin. If you're going to act like a hitter, I'm going to pitch you like a hitter.
Jake Arrieta unbeaten in 11 starts this year, 9-0. He's had 8 starts this season in which he allowed 5 or fewer hits. He gave up 5 hits in that last half inning. Corbin has to settle for 1. They move Montero along. 1 away.
Perfectly executed that time by Jake Arrieta. Patrick might have had a play on Montero at second base, but decides to take the sure out at first base.
Bob, we talked a lot about what they'd like to see from Patrick Corbin today. Have we seen it?
I think so, yeah. The fastball command has been pretty good, getting a lot of ground balls to the left side of the infield off the right-handed hitter's bats. That slider's been much sharper, much shorter today, which you like to see, and he's mixed in just a few change-ups here and there. Not overly reliant on his off-speed stuff.
60 pitches, 41 strikes. Here's Dexter Fowler, who's 0 for 2. Getting ahead with first pitch strikes. It's 0-1. Fowler has twice grounded out to third. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fowler had 2 hits in the game yesterday. One of them was a leadoff homer from the right-hand side of the plate. His 7th of the year. His first home run as a right-hand hitter this season. Another ground ball to third off the bat of Dexter Fowler. Jake Lamb throws it out, 2 down. That'll bring up Ben Zobrist, who has grounded out and struck out. He's 0 for 2 and still does not have a hit in this series.
Trevor Cahill is up again in the Cubs bullpen. He might have left Jake Arrieta in there just to move that runner along and now take him out to start the next half inning. We'll see.
Save yourself a pinch hitter.
Yeah. Yep.
Jake Lamb has been kept busy down there at third. He's got 6 assists today. Fowler's had 3 5-3 putouts, 0-1 on Zobrist. There's Trevor Cahill. Did a good job for the Cubs when he was acquired late last year. Got some big outs down the stretch in September for them. He had some chances, I think, to become a starter with other teams, but he said, no, I like it here, so he re-signed with Chicago as a relief pitcher. Jake Lamb one more time. Busy day for Jake. Another ground ball out for Patrick Corbin, who through 5 is holding a 3-1 lead. Cubs ace Jake Arrieta, who goes only 5 innings, and the Diamondbacks, for whatever reason, Bob, have, in a sense, had Arrieta's number this year.
Don't try to explain it. Just keep doing it. Jake Arrieta has dominated just about every start this season, with the exception of the 2 times out against the D-backs.
And he's been replaced by former Diamondback Trevor Cahill, who's on to start the 6th inning. A 2.63 ERA, his 21st appearance.
Big strikeout totals, 25 punch-outs in 24 innings. Also a lot of walks at 15. We know Trevor Cahill at times really struggles with his mechanics out there on the mound. Basically a sinker slider guy.
Faced 1 batter in the 8th inning here yesterday. Walked him on 4 pitches. Chris Owings, Yasmani Tomas, Brandon Drury, 6, 7, and 8 due up in the Arizona 6th. And a good day for CO. A pair of singles in 2 at-bats against Jake Arrieta. He has stolen a base and scored a run. Well, it's got to be a boost, Bob. You've got a 3-1 lead, 6th inning. You've knocked Arrieta out of the ball game.
just don't be too proud of yourself just yet. Let's finish this thing out. But yeah, certainly something to be proud of when you look back at this ball game, the way they attacked Arrieta as Owings goes down on strikes.
Yeah, Arrieta's final line, he gave up 3 runs all earned on 9 hits in 5 innings. And a walk and 12 strikeouts, a season high. Yasmani Tomas had the game's first big hit, a 2-run double in the second. At that time, it made it 2-0 D-backs.
Anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations.
1-2 on Tomas. We hope to have a lot of tacos on this next long homestand coming up for the Diamondbacks, which starts tomorrow. Dbacks.com/tickets fans. We'll see you at Chase Field. 3 against Tampa Bay starting tomorrow. Day game on Wednesday, 12:40 start. Day off Thursday. And 3 against the Marlins and 3 against the LA Dodgers. It's in fair territory. Montero picks it up and throws out Tomas. 2 Brandon Drury struck out twice in 2 at-bats against Arietta. D-backs today concluding this stretch of 7-day games in 8 days with this series finale. It's been a weird, wild, funky adventure. Holiday games, getaway day games, crazy rain in Houston. Dodged the raindrops here yesterday.
Real oddity, should this score hold up and the Diamondbacks win this game, the 2 wins that they would have received on this road trip came against the reigning Cy Young winners in the American and National League.
Beat Dallas Keuchel the other day in Houston, and now leading Arrieta 3-1 in the 6th. Robbie Ray scheduled pitch tomorrow against Tampa Bay ace Chris Archer, who's had a tough year. He's 3-7. Then Tuesday, Zach Greinke and Matt Moore. Wednesday afternoon, Archie Bradley against Jake Odorizzi.
Watched Archie throw his side session in the bullpen here at Wrigley Field today. You know, I know it's just a side session. Boy, it just looked nice and easy and smooth.
He seems like he's in a really good place right now, Archie Bradley. That should be a good series against the Tampa Bay Rays. Those are all 3 good pitchers they'll have going. Duck in cover, full count 3-2. Pitcher spot up next. Patrick Corbin out there in the on-deck circle. Drury, a 2-out walk, and he'll clear the pitcher spot in the 6th inning.
Always a big deal this late in a close ball game to clear that pitcher spot, just in case you have to make some moves in the next couple of innings. You don't have to worry about that pitcher spot, and do you need to make a double switch, and who comes out of the ball game. Plus, Patrick had a base hit against Arrieta his last at bat.
Let him swing. Oh, he's hitting .321 on the year. 28 at bats, a couple of RBIs, a ball and a strike. Out, second strikeout for Cahill, who strands the 2-out walk. Diamondbacks lead the Cubs 3-1. Corbin with 11 ground ball outs.
Yeah, depending on the pitcher of the mound and what he's got working on a given day, sometimes you know it's going to be a busy afternoon if you're an infielder. And it's a good thing Jake Lamb got his rest last night, because the Cubs have been testing him over and over again. 7 ground ball outs to third base.
Yeah, Dexter Fowler is 0 for 3 with 3 ground ball outs to third. 11 ground ball outs in the ball game for Patrick. He has not walked a batter. He struck out 3. And he's given up only 4 hits, holding a 3-1 lead as Chris Bryant leads off the Cubs' 6th. Oh, 1. Bryant has singled, struck out, 1 for 2. Don't forget, fans, big homestand starts tomorrow. dbacks.com/tickets. Guess what? Oh, Jake Lamb's going to let CO have one. And they retire Bryant at first on a close play. Another ground ball out for Corbin. The LA Dodgers are coming to Chase Field June 13th, 14th, and 15th. Get to all games for only $25 with the D-Backs Value Pack. The Value Pack includes a lower level bleacher ticket, a Subway sandwich, and a Pepsi. You can get tickets now for the D-Backs and Dodgers series at dbacks.com/value. It all starts the homestand tomorrow with 3 against the Rays, day off on Thursday. 3 against the Marlins over the weekend. Then that Dodgers series starts a week from tomorrow. June 13, 14, and 15. Guess who? Seriously?
I love it.
The ground ball is working for Patrick Corbin. Jake Lamb so far the defensive MVP.
Patrick just hitting his spots, and when he hits his spots as consistently as he has today, there's a predictable result. That hard slider down and into a right-handed hitter, they're going to roll over that pitch and hit the ground balls to the left side. The sinker down low in the zone, they're going to hit the top half of the ball and probably pull that to the left side. And Jake Lamb has been extremely busy, to say the least.
Javier Baez, you want to know what he did his last at bat? Grounded out to Jake Lamb.
No kidding.
Yeah. 0-1. Baez 0 for 2. Jake Lamb so far, through 5 2/3 innings, has 8 assists. The Diamondbacks record for a third baseman is 9, held by 3 different guys. There's a fly ball deep to right field. Brandon Drury at the wall, and it's gone. Javier Baez, that's his 4th, and the Diamondback lead is cut to 1. Well, as you were saying earlier, Bob, the fans here will put up with the strikeouts as long as they get one of those on occasion.
And they'll get their share of those off the bat of Javier Baez. This guy has tremendous power when he makes contact. A rare mistake that time, an elevated fastball from Patrick Corbin. Baez shoots it to the opposite field, taking advantage of that wind blowing out that direction. Just does get it up into the bleachers.
Just the 5th hit for the Cubs, a 3-2 ball game. Here's Addison Russell, who's 0 for 2. One thing about Patrick Corbin's struggles, that's the 12th home run he's now given up this year.
It says something about the optimism and anticipation of the Cub fans here in Chicago when the Chicago Cubs ground ball to third.
Jake Lamb, this will tie a record, and there it is, 9 assists.
They have an official champagne provider.
They're just planning ahead, that's all. 3-2 D-backs though. Cubs 3-2, set for the start of the 7th inning. And if you're a baseball fan, then you need the all-new Fox Sports app. You'll get highlights, interviews, injury updates, scores, and instant alerts on your favorite teams and rivals. You can download it right now in the iOS App Store, Google Play, or visit foxsports.com/app. Michael Bourne will lead off the 7th against former D-back Trevor Cahill. 3-1 lead, cut to 3-2 after the Baez homer, his 4th of the year. Bourne singled and scored his last time up. He's 1 for 3. In a leadoff spot today, there's strike one. Day off for Gene Segura. By the way, we mentioned that on that last putout to end the bottom of the 6th inning, it was the 9th assist for Jake Lamb today, tying a Diamondback record that he now shares with 3 other third basemen in franchise history. I thought this was interesting. One of them is Robbie Hammock, who of course was a catcher, but apparently an occasional third baseman. And his Bourne strikes out. The other 2, Ryan Roberts and Eric Chavez.
Yeah, Robbie Hammock was a good athlete. You could play him all over the field. Once again, a catcher. You just put them in the lineup, put any number after their name, and they'll go out there and do a nice job for you.
Phil Gosselin. Phil has walked, struck out, and singled, 1 for 2. Been one of those stretches during which it's been difficult to get Phil some consistent looks or at bats. He was 3 for his last 19 coming into the ball game today. But he's had a good day at the plate, a single and a walk. His 4th strikeout, 2 down.
Hey fans, when the D-backs win, you win at Papa John's. The day after every Diamondbacks win, you get 50% off your regular menu price online order at Papa John's. Enter promo code DBACKS50 at papajohns.com.
Diamondbacks have 9 hits. They have a 3-2 lead, but D-backs hitters have struck out 16 times today so far through 6 2/3. And Goldie looks at strike 1. Got a whole bunch of guys right next to us in the booth to our right, getting ready to sing the 7th inning stretch. I don't know who those guys are.
The entire roster of somebody's team.
Either that or it's the latest boy band that we have no idea about. Could be. Nothing will top Friday's performance. That one buckled Goldie. But he's ahead 3 balls and 1 strike. Bob Brenly and Gemma Rose sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" here Friday. A rousing ovation. There's a strike 3-2.
When I used to work here in Chicago, I used to give the same advice to everybody that sang the 7th inning. Start low and slow. Everybody wants to rip through it real fast, and they always start too high. Low and slow.
3-2. Cahill trying to strike out the side. Oh, by the way, I'm told, wow, this is a big deal. This is, you should have recognized this. This is the U.S. men's national soccer team.
Okay, there you go.
Just to our right here. Have they played for QPR or Chelsea? Arsenal, I might have a shot.
Yeah.
Not so much. 3-2 to Goldie. Trevor Cahill comes in and strikes out the side. Oh, no, he didn't. They appealed to first, and Tripp Gibson said no, and Montero can't believe it. So it's a walk for Goldie.
I think Tripp Gibson got it right. It was very close.
And here comes Joe Madden. He's going to go down and have a little chat with Tripp Gibson. Goldie was sort of jogging, kind of angling toward the D-back dugout. It was in the dirt. Everybody assumed it was strike 3, but when they appealed, he said no. I'm told that Joe Madden has been ejected from the ballgame. And Tripp Gibson just very patiently letting him have his say. Well, it's been an unusual day, to say the least, for Cub Nation here. Guy Arrieta only lasted 5 innings and left losing the ball game. And Madden now, they have lost their manager. He's been ejected. Hunter Wendelstedt, the crew chief, is the second base umpire. He's telling Joe to stay in there, and nope, he didn't listen. And that's it for Joe Madden. Can an umpire just sort of go talk to the hand? I don't even want to have a discussion with you, because that's what Trick Gibson seemed to do. He seemed to give him the talk to the hand.
That sure is what it looked like.
And so now Dave Martinez, the bench coach, who was Madden's longtime bench coach in Tampa Bay, will come to get the baseball from Trevor Cahill. And we'll have a pitching change. It's getting interesting at Wrigley Field. Diamondbacks lead at 3-2. Wrigley Field. Diamondbacks have a 3-2 lead on the Cubs. They have a runner at first with 2 outs in the 7th to face the new Cub pitcher. It's the right-hander Justin Grimm. 9 of his last 10 appearances have been scoreless. He's in there with a 3.54 ERA, his 24th appearance. And with 2 outs and Goldie at first, he'll work to Jake Lamb. Jake today 0 for 3. He struck out 3 times against Jake Arrieta.
Saw Grimm for the final inning of the game, first game of this series. Gave up a leadoff double to Paul Goldschmidt and then quickly retired this side. Got Jake Lamb to ground out. Wellington Castillo and Chris Owings both punched out.
One and one.
Jake just not picking up the ball well at all today. 3 strikeouts in his first 3 at bats and didn't come close to any of them.
Bright sunshine out there right now. Goldie the runner at first after a 2-out walk. A ball and 2 strikes to Jake Lamb. There goes Goldschmidt. Ball 2. And Goldie is in there standing up with his 7th stolen base. Two is up the middle, off the glove of Graham. Lamb busted it up the line, and he is out of there. Zobrist there to recover. As the ball caromed off the glove of the pitcher, we will stretch at Wrigley Field. Diamondbacks lead at 3-2.
Members of the U.S. men's national soccer team.
All right, Cubby fans, let me hear ya. Go on.
Long homestand tomorrow with 3 against the Tampa Bay Rays. They'll have Chris Archer on the mound, their ace, against Robbie Ray tomorrow night, and Zach Greinke and Matt Moore Tuesday. A day game Wednesday. Archie Bradley back out there against Jake Odorizzi. And don't forget, fans, the D-backs are giving kids 15 and younger free tickets to all the home games next week. So kids, get in free. 2 free kids tickets for the purchase of an adult ticket all week long. Matt Caesar leads off the Chicago 7th against Patrick Corbin.
Yeah, Mom and Dad can bring Jack and Jack and Jill can each bring a friend. How about that?
Go up the hill and go to a D-back game.
Go to a D-backs game.
Changes behind Patrick Corbin. Nick Ahmed has checked into the ball game. He takes over at shortstop for Chris Owens.
Good deal for some of the youth league teams out there. You know, you get some of the parents involved and get some adult tickets. Bring 2 kids for each adult ticket. You might be able to bring the whole team if you get a couple of the moms and dads drive.
Caesar strikes out. So Patrick Corbin is the Rubicon, apparently, which Caesar will not cross.
Oh, very
like
nice.
Anyway, he's got 4 strikeouts. Yeah, don't forget Archie Bradley's pitch in that game Wednesday at Chase Field. That's an afternoon game, a 12:40 start. He can bring the whole team down and get all those free kids tickets.
Absolutely.
So spend Wednesday afternoon watching Archie Bradley pitch. 80 pitches now for Patrick, 56 strikes. Here's Montero. Pitcher spot is due up next, and Grandpa David Ross is in the on-deck circle. Oh, 0-2 on Miguel Montero.
No question about it. The bats that you worry about the most on Joe Madden's bench, now Dave Martinez's bench, are from the left side. Jason Hayward, Tommy LaStella, and Anthony Rizzo all available from the left side. David Ross and Fedorovich, the 2 backup catchers, both right-handed hitters. Looks like it's going to be Ross to take the at bat.
A little roller to Goldie. 2 up, 2 down in the 7th for Corbin. And here's David Ross.
Hey fans, Native American Recognition Day is June 11th at Chase Field. Arrive early to the D-backs versus Marlins game to add to the D-backs tribal cap to your collection this summer. Courtesy of Gila River Casinos. As always, visit dbacks.com. That's a nice looking hat.
One to add to your collection for sure. That's a Saturday game, and don't forget the 2 free tickets for the kids applies to that game as well. There you go. Mike Butcher going to have a visit here with Patrick Corbin. And the D-backs are giving kids 15 and younger free tickets to all the home games next week. So that's June 6th through the 12th. You can get 2 free kids tickets with the purchase of 1 adult ticket. And for all the info on that, check it out at dbacks.com/kids. You're right. Every time there's a pinch hitter, no matter where we go, that means a mound visit. We didn't go over this guy in the pre-game meeting, I guess.
Which to me is a slap in the face to the catchers who know every hitter in the opposing roster and what they hit, what they don't hit, what their strengths are. And
catchers know everything.
They do.
Shift is on for Ross.
I mean, I can see why a pitcher would focus on the 8 guys he's going to face in that opposing lineup and not worry so much about the bench players. But the catcher, he doesn't have that luxury. He's got to look at the entire roster. And if these guys come up in a clutch situation, they're ready for it.
Well, that's the first pitch this inning that Patrick Corbin has thrown that was not a strike. 85 pitches in the ball game for Patrick, 60 strikes, 1-1 on Ross with 2 outs in the 7th. 1-2. He's a catcher. I'm not surprised they're just not walking him intentionally. Why mess with him? Ross does have some power still at the age of 39. He's homered 4 times this year, including just over a week ago the 100th home run of his career. Number 1, of course, came off Mark Grace. No one throwing in the Diamondback bullpen. This is still Corbin's ball game. They wanted some length from Patrick today. That was one thing Chip Hale mentioned before the game today, and they have certainly got that and more.
Patrick's spot is due up 5th in the top half of the 8th inning. And I would imagine if you get down to that 5th spot in the lineup next inning and have a chance to score some runs, we'd probably see some activity in that bullpen and pull the trigger on a pinch hitter.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Chris Herman hangs on. That's 5 strikeouts for Patrick Corbin, who is through 7 innings, holding a 3-2 lead. Bob Brentley and Jody Jackson with you. Diamondbacks lead the Cubs 3-2. Hey, D-backs fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with the all-new Fox Sports Go app. Download the app and take Fox Sports Arizona and Diamondbacks baseball with you wherever you go. New pitcher for the Cubs, the left-hander Travis Wood. We saw him in the ball game yesterday. He was the one that came in that 8th inning and had that long at bat when Ricky Weeks Jr. hit for Jake Lamb. And Ricky put in one of the best at-bats of the season, but lined out to Ben Zobrist with the bases full. Chris Herman will lead it off. Chris 2 for 3, a pair of singles. He scored a run. Make it a 3-hit day for Chris Herman. It's off the glove of Addison Russell. A leadoff single for the Diamondbacks. That's their 10th hit.
Well placed. You see where Addison Russell is positioned. That ball actually got a little assist from the side of the mound that time. Kicked even farther away from Addison Russell. He can only get a glove on it as it goes through into right center field for a knock.
Well, Nick Ahmed in the last half inning took over at shortstop for Chris Owings, batting in the 6th spot. And so here's Nick at 201 with 3 home runs. He has not had a hit in the series. Adam Moore, the right-hander, started warming up in the Chicago bullpen. Nick gets the bunt down. Wood is on it. They move the runner along. 1 away. Nicely done by Nick Ahmed. Well, let's see if they want to go to the right-hander with the Yasmani Tomas coming up here. Joe Madden again has been ejected from the ball game, so the bench coach Dave Martinez is running things from the Cub dugout.
You know, thinking about that ejection, there's a possibility that Joe Madden wasn't even coming out to argue the check swing. I think he might have been going to the mound to make a pitching change, but as soon as Trip Gibson saw him come out of the dugout, out came the thumb. See you later, Joe.
He saw Trip motion. Stop right there. Don't come out here. And as soon as he did, he was gone. Didn't even get a word in, at least as far as we could tell. Tomas, a 2-run double in the 2nd inning, gave the Diamondbacks a 2-0 lead at that point. As the D-backs in that 2nd inning opened the inning with 3 straight hits. Herman singled, Owings singled, and Tomas doubled them both home. Yasmani 1 for 3. So Tomas has now hit safely in 5 straight games. And he strikes out. That's the 17th Diamondback hitter to strike out today. Tyler Clippard has started throwing now with the D-back bullpen as Brandon Drury steps in with Herman at 2nd and 2 outs. They're going to force Chip Hale's hand here, and Ricky Weeks Jr. with the pitcher spot up next will come out in the on-deck circle. So that's going to be it for Patrick Corbin. There's Ricky in those teal shoes he's got going. Drury will get the free pass, and they'll work to Weeks Jr. with 2 on and 2 out. Where do you stand, by the way, on eliminating this whole process? That's been discussed about being a new rule next year.
Yeah, I know there have been times when a pitcher's thrown the ball over the catcher's head or got a little bit too close to home plate, but what percentage of intentional walks end up with the pitcher throwing a ball to the backstop? A very, very small percentage. I say, yeah, go on down there. Let's go. Move it along.
Get him out there.
Get him out there.
A great pitching performance today by Patrick Corbin. Chris Bosio, the pitching coach, going to come out now and have a word with Wood.
No walks for Patrick today against the #1 team at drawing walks in the National League.
And Patrick was sensational. No walks, 5 strikeouts, and 15 ground ball outs.
He was right on top of his game today. Good to see a bounce back outing like that from Patrick Corbin.
Here's the pitching line on Patrick. 90 pitches. Very efficient. It's amazing how deep you can go into games with a low pitch count when you're getting those ground ball outs.
Throwing quality strikes along the bottom of the zone. A lot of easy contact, a lot of rollover ground balls. Let your defense do the work behind you.
Herman at second and Drury at first. 2 outs. Ricky Weeks Jr. heading for Corbin. There's a strike. This was the at bat that Ricky Weeks Jr. put in yesterday against Travis Wood with the bases loaded after he was hitting for Jake Lamb. A tremendous at bat, one of the best of the year, Chip Hale said.
And scalded a line drive. Looked like it was headed towards center field, but Ben Zobrist closed ground and made the play quickly.
Foul Brown get in the seats. Nice catch by, well, almost a catch. He had it. Ricky hitting just under 260 as a pinch hitter this year. He's got 4 doubles and 4 RBIs in a pinch hit. But down, no balls and 2 strikes. Looks like, Bob, the wind has changed. It is now blowing straight out to right center field. Less across and more out. See if Ricky can get it up in that wind. 2-2.
When Ricky Weeks get a hold of one, he can hit it right through the wind out of this ballpark.
He's got that back foot almost outside the right-hand batter's box. Time call. It's easy to tell where his feet are with those teal cleats. He's really stepping over that back line there. There he is. Nice job by our crew here. 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, and 2 strikes. We'll start again. Wood motioning for Miguel Montero to come out to the mound.
Arrieta did this a few times while he was in the ball game as well. Just can't seem to get on the same page with Miggy. With runner out there at second, you go through that series of signs. The pitcher shakes off. You go through another series, and then it really gets complicated.
So round 2, the rematch. Wood and Weeks Jr. 2-2 pitch. He's popped up first base side. Bryant looking into that sun, foul ground, but he's got it. Diamondbacks strand 2, bottom 8 coming up. new pitcher for the D-backs, your Arizona Federal Credit Union pitching change. It's the right-hander Tyler Clippard. 2.49 ERA in 22 appearances. Tyler pitched Tuesday and Wednesday against the Astros. A total of 6 strikeouts in his last 2 appearances. Only 1 hit allowed. That was the George Springer walk-off homer Wednesday. And in that outing, Bob, boy, Tyler Clippard, he looked as good as he looked all year. He had 4 strikeouts before Springer hit the walk-off homer.
Big inning here for Tyler in the 8th inning, facing the top of the Cubs order. And of course, that'll turn around the 2 switch hitters at the top, Dexter Fowler and Ben Zobrist.
Here's Fowler. 6 of his 7 home runs this year from the left-hand side, and Tyler loses his footing. Here's Herman out there quickly.
Just caught a cleat there. As that left foot came forward, it came down on the ground way before he wanted it to. You see him catch his cleat right there. Hopefully he's okay out there. Very awkward tumble off of the mound.
And this is wildly for ball 1. That's going to be a little unnerving. Tomas in left field. 1 away. Nice recovery there by Tyler Clippard.
Yeah, on a quick pitch, we've seen Tyler do this more and more often recently. Instead of that full windup, he just kind of steps into his delivery and lets it go toward home plate. Dexter Fowler with that lazy fly ball into left.
Ben Zobrist still looking for his first base hit in this series. Was the first put out today by an Arizona Diamondback outfielder, with all those ground balls rolled by Patrick Corbin. Shift is on for the Diamondbacks. Ahmed, the shortstop, on the first base side of second. And Goslin backed up to the outfield grass. In right field, right with his heels on the warning track, and they'll move him around a bit out there. That's in there for a strike. Zobrist leading the major leagues in on base percentage, .441. Tyler Clippard changeup.
Left it up a little bit out of that quick pitch delivery. I think that's what really threw Zobrist off that time. Normally a hanging changeup like that up and out over the plate gets hit hard.
Bounce one in the dirt. It's a full count, 3-2. Hector Rondon, who got the save here yesterday, is 10 for the year, started warming up in the Chicago bullpen. To Ben Zobrist. You got to throw this guy strikes. He has walked more than he struck out this year. Quick pitch. He's able to check. Yes, he did. Zobrist the tying run at first with 1 out in the 8th. And that'll bring up Chris Bryant.
Now we We know Chip Hale has ultimate confidence in Tyler Clippard to face both righties and lefties. But you might want to think about getting Zach Curtis throwing down there in the bullpen. I mentioned earlier all the thunder off the bench for the Cubs is from the left side of the plate, including Anthony Rizzo. Jorge Soler in the on-deck circle. Of course, Chris Bryant wouldn't get pinch hit for, but Soler and Baez might.
And you have Rizzo and Jason Hayward on the Cub bench, not in the lineup today against the left-hander Corbin. Bryan singled in the first. He's 1 for 3. Zobrist bluffs and holds. Bryan swings through, and it's 0-1. Chris Bryant has singled, struck out, grounded out. Zobrist 2 for 4 in his stolen base attempts this year.
There's Anthony Rizzo lurking with a helmet and a bat at the top step of the dugout.
Bryant up now. Soler on deck. Baez behind him. In there for a strike, 0-2.
A high changeup right above the top of the zone. Got some oohs and ahs from the crowd here at Wrigley. Justifiably so.
Gabe Morales liked it back there. 0-2 on Chris Bryant. Set by Clippard. He'll step off. Zobrist holds and Bryant strikes out. 2 down.
Rushed a fastball by him in almost the same location as the previous changeup.
Jorge Soler.
I gotta say I'm a little puzzled that they haven't pulled the trigger and sent Anthony Rizzo up there in this situation. Clearly the Diamondbacks don't have a lefty up out there in the bullpen. Soler, a free swinger to say the least.
Striking out 25% of the time he's up there. A long set by Clippard. Oh, that one got Chris Herman.
Right shoulder. And with that extended padding out over the point of the right shoulder, that one is going to leave a mark.
Ken Crenshaw, the Diamondback athletic trainer, going to come out and have a look at the D-backs catcher. He's keeled over on the mound out there. He's still hunched over, Chris.
I don't know if this is a fact, but I was told a long time ago that the collarbone in front of your shoulder there is the easiest bone in your body to break.
I've broken mine 3 times.
Yeah. I took a foul tip similar to that when I was playing winter ball down in the Dominican Republic and didn't realize it, but had a crack in the bone. And when I came back for spring training the next year and slid into second base in the spring training game, it popped completely.
The old clavicle gets you every time. One more look. Ooh. Chris is back in there. 0-1 count on Jorge Soler. Zobrist the runner at first. 2 down. Chris Herman leapfrog. Become one of his staples.
Tyler's had a hard time commanding that fastball so far in this game. The changeup and the breaking ball have been fairly good, but that fastball, he just can't seem to drive it down into the zone.
Cubs today 1 for 7 with men on base. The only hit was the Arrieta double that made it 2-1 in the second inning. Ball 2. Joe Madden has stuck with Jorge Soler through some very poor results this season. It's been a mixed bag, that's for sure. 2 balls and 1 strike. A lot of that, 2-2.
Even out of the stretch position, Tyler Clippard with a slide step and then throws a changeup. Trying to get that hitter to speed up his swing and then throw him a pitch that's off speed.
Zoom ball. Full count, 3-2. Now they can start Zobrist at first. So anything in the gap will have a chance to tie the ball game.
The way he sprayed his fastball around today, you get the feeling he almost has to throw a changeup right here. Something he can get in or around the strike zone and hopefully get a swing and a miss from Soler.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here goes Zobrist. A roller to shortstop, Nick Ahmed. Inning over. We'll go to the 9th in Chicago. Diamondbacks lead the Cubs 3-2. Diamondbacks have a 3-2 lead. Patrick Corbin was terrific, 7 full innings. And Patrick gave up only 2 runs on 5 hits, had a ton of ground ball outs. The ground ball very effective for Patrick. Jake Arrieta went only 5. He struck out 12 in 5 innings. But he gave up 3 runs on 9 hits. And the D-backs lead by 1 as Michael Bourne leads off the Arizona 9th against the lefty Travis Wood. Brad Ziegler has started warming up at the Diamondback bullpen. Bourne throwing for Chicago. There's a strike on 1. Bourne 1 for 4. He singled and scored in the 5th. He has also struck out 3 times. In the leadoff spot today for Gene Segura. Gene getting the day off. There's another strike, and it's on 2. Diamondbacks, by the way, have struck out 17 times today. That is 1 shy of the team record. That was set back in April of 2007 against the Padres in a 9-inning game. Arrieta had 12 strikeouts all by himself through just 5. Here's Brad Ziegler. He'll get the 9th. Expect to see some Cub pinch hitters. They have both Hayward and Rizzo on the bench. 1-2 on Michael Bourne. got Baez, Russell, and Caesar due up for Chicago, 5, 6, and 7.
Interestingly enough, Rizzo and Hayward have yet to take a pinch hit at bat this season.
Good. Michael's done a really good job of working some counts. He struck out his first 2 times up, but he worked the count full both times. And then that single in the 5th was a 2-strike base hit. He wound up scoring. Came in on a Goldie RBI single. That made it 3-1. Cubs added 1 in the 6th on a Baez homer. And Bourne strikes out for the 4th time today. And that will tie a Diamondbacks record. 17 times D-backs have struck out. Now what you want from your leadoff guy, Dave Martinez, is going to come out and have a word now with Gabe Morales. Michael Bourne, 5 at bats in the leadoff spot, saw 29 pitches. So it looks like Dave Martinez is going to double switch things up here. We'll sort it out when we come back. To me, the Cubs have just double switched. The new pitcher is Adam Moore. Now I'm going to guess he's batting 4th because that's where Jorge Soler was batting, but they've got Hayward in the ballgame now.
Yeah, Hayward is now locked into that 9 spot in the order, which is the 5th hitter up in the bottom half of the inning for the Cubs. Got a string of right-handed hitters to start the inning. Baez, Russell, and Caesar. It's a little surprising that they made the double switch here rather than save Jason Hayward and use him wherever you want as a pinch hitter in that next inning.
So Hayward takes over in right. Caesar moves from right to left, and Soler comes out of the ball game. Phil Gosselin now. Ground ball to shortstop. Addison Russell.
Unless something's going on with the Cubs that we don't know about, this would appear to be an unnecessary double switch.
Joe Madden again has been ejected. Dave Martinez, the bench coach, is running things from the Cub dugout. Goldie has walked. He's got an RBI single. 1 for 3. So the pitcher spot is 4th in the Cub order. Hayward will hit 9th. The number 5 hitter Baez is scheduled to lead off the home half of this inning for the Cubs. Two 2-0 to Goldie. Major League walks leader. He walked twice yesterday. Walked his last time up. Jake Lamb on deck. He would be next. And it's a base on balls. So another chance for Jake Lamb. Jake has had a tough day seeing the ball, apparently. He's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts.
He's chased a lot of bad pitches down today.
But he's been a big bat in this lineup as of late. More than half of his hits this season have been for extra bases, Jake Lamb. There's a strike 0-1. Jake homered here yesterday. He's homered in 4 of his last 9 games. Brad Ziegler still warming up in the D-back bullpen. Cub bullpen is quiet. Wind blowing hard now out to right field. 0-2 on Lamb. Boy, that wind out there is really gusting.
Yeah, all of a sudden it really picked up, blowing, as you said, straight out to right. Get one up in the air right now.
Yeah. 1-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Missing with fastballs. And we know about Jake Lamb. He's got 10 homers. Half of them have come in the 9th inning. Number 22 up there with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. Goldie a runner at first. Sends this toward the right field corner. Hayward runs it down. Bottom 9 coming up. Brad Ziegler coming in. It's 3-2 D-backs. Game July 25th last year right here at Wrigley Field when then Philly Cole Hamels threw a no-hitter. That's what it has taken to beat Jake Arrieta these days. Since then 20-0 in his last 23 starts. So Odubel Herrera made that catch in the warning track. Hamels had the no-hitter. Since then Arrieta unbeaten in 23 starts, but he's on the hook for the loss right now as Brad Ziegler is out to open up the bottom of the 9th inning. And Tommy LaStella will hit for Javier Baez. For Brad, a 3.13 ERA, his 23rd appearance.
That's where you're really counting on Brad to do what he does best. Keep the ball on the ground. That wind continues to howl out to right field. Do not want to see a fly ball that direction.
He has converted 38 consecutive save opportunities. And there's strike one to La Stella. Tommy La Stella, 284, a pair of homers. Drives this one down the right field line, and that is a foul ball. Brad Ziegler saved Thursday's D-backs win in Houston. Pitched both games at Minute Maid Park, Wednesday and Thursday. There's a fly ball out to left center field. Michael Bourne, Yasmani Tomas, and Bourne has it right in front of Yasmani. A fly ball out for Ziegler, one down.
Very nearly a collision out there. Michael Bourne, the captain of the outfield, calling for it all the way. Tomas gives way at the last instant. Michael able to make the play.
Well, Addison Russell, the shortstop, will hit. Anthony Rizzo has come out in the on-deck circle. He would hit for Matt Caesar. Russell 0 for 3. He has grounded out twice and struck out. There's strike one.
A couple good sliders already in this game from Brad Ziegler. That pitch has given him some trouble recently. Just can't seem to get the break that he's had in years past. A couple of good ones already today, though.
Right back at you. 2 outs. And here's Rizzo. Anthony Rizzo yesterday. Daniel Hudson left a changeup up.
Back-to-back days with homers for Anthony Rizzo. Took one to straightaway center field in the basket against the Dodgers the day before. Picked on that Daniel Hudson changeup and drove it out of here yesterday.
Rizzo hitting .251. That home run is 13th of the year. He has had 2 hits in each of the first 2 games in this series. D-backs lead it 3-2. 2 outs, bottom 9 at Wrigley. Ball 1. Rizzo has hit safely in 4 straight and 6 of his last 7. Shift is on. 1-1. Jake Lamb, the third baseman, standing in the outfield grass near second base. Gosselin out there in shallow right. Ahmed all by himself on the left-hand side.
Brandon Drury out on Sheffield Avenue.
He would be if they'd let him.
He's almost on the warning track in right.
1-1. Second in the National League behind only Nolan Arenado. Miguel Montero on deck. 3-1 to Rizzo.
Everything down, down, down. Exactly what you like to see.
Walked him. Winning run comes to the plate. It's the former Diamondback Miguel Montero. No shift for Montero. There's strike one. And the Diamondbacks have got the win. They beat Jake Arrieta. And the Cubs 3-2 the final score as Brad Ziegler shuts the door. And for Brad, he has now converted 39 straight save opportunities.
Nice job there in that 9th inning, making the pitches he needed to make, and even more importantly, that slider working really good once again today. Good to see him get that pitch back. Nice win by the D-backs today.
Diamondbacks pitchers in the ball game, led by Patrick Corbin, recorded 18 ground ball outs. Arrieta struck out 12 in only 5 innings, but he gets his first loss since last July. And the D-backs will leave Wrigley 3-2 winners back home, set to open a long homestand at Chase Field against the Rays, the Marlins, and the Dodgers. No post-game show. The 10th inning is coming up next. We'll see you tomorrow against the Tampa Bay Rays from Chase Field. So long, everybody. D-backs win it 3-2. The 10th inning, the local 9, is next on Fox Sports Arizona.